I don't think we don't need this for this one. This is now. No. Yes. No. We're done. We're done with that. We're done with that. Hello! And welcome back to Shit We Do in the Kitchen.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Title card. Now I'm making apple oatmeal cookie, or oatmeal? Oatmeal apple cookie.
Opal.
Yes, opal cookies.
Yee.
Opal cookies. With more of the apples from our very own garden. Twice apples. Twice apples. So, first we're going to mix together the dry ingredients, then we put in the wet ingredients, and then we put in the apples as we mix it all together. So, that happens. I should list off the ingredients for you, so you can put, when I say ingredients.
Well, when you have the ingredients in front of you, you can tell the audience what they are,
Right.
in case they don't know what an apple is.
Well, there's several spices that I need to get, so let's do that. I need my nutmeg. Where's my nutmeg? Have I just passed over it 3 times because I have ADHD? Yes. Need baking soda for this one. Baking soda. Just need some vanilla extract. Salt, of course. Salt is always for the baking.
Hey. I hate that the cabinet behind you is open. Can we close it? Thank you.
You saw nothing. So, we're going to use 1 cup of flour, 1 3/4 cup of steel rolled oats, then 1 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon vanilla. We've then got a 1/4 cup of butter, a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, a 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 egg, and 1 cup of chopped apples. As I said, first we put together the dries, then we put together the wets, then we combine, and then apple chunks go in. Then you scoop them out into little bowls. You got a little cookie scooper. They go on a cookie tray, which is currently in the oven, cooking other cookies. But you can freeze these in them in between. So while we're waiting for the oven to be free, we can just pop in the fridge. Let's go!
So this is...
Dry ingredients. 1 cup of flour. Bam! And now we're done with flour for the day. So put it back. 1 3/4 cup oats. 1. 2. 3, because it's 1/4 cup. 3/4 cups. Math on the fly. Done with the oats. Bam!
What is it?
Butter. Sorry, I was just grabbing my melted butter for this recipe. So that's for the wets though. We're not to the wets. We're still doing the dries. We have flour, we have oats. Oats make it healthy so you can eat as many cookies as you want. That's fact.
It'll also have fruit in it, which is also healthy for you.
Yes, correct.
Fruit
and oats, it counts as a meal.
These are basically granola bars. It's fine.
Yeah. So 2 of these, because it's a tablespoon of cinnamon. Don't fuck around with the cinnamon. Full tablespoon. A 1/4 tablespoon of nutmeg. I'm just gonna. I have a 1/2, but I'm just gonna measure it. Eyeball what 1/2 of that looks like, because 1/2 of a 1/2 is a 1/4. That's how math works for that. So boop. That'll help it fluff up. Then you need a 1/4 of salt. Again, it's late in the day, we're getting sloppy, so we're just eyeballing what 1/2 of a 1/2 looks like. There. So do, and then the sugar and the brown sugar go into that with an egg. Yes. And I need a tablespoon of vanilla. Teaspoon of vanilla. Don't use a tablespoon of vanilla. That's too much vanilla. Teaspoon vanilla.
That'd be so much.
It'd be so much vanilla. This is. Yes. So this is the half cup of butter for the recipe, which is 1 full stick. Putting in a teaspoon of vanilla. And then I'm putting the vanilla away before I make mistakes.
I still want to make a shirt that says "Let's make mistakes," and it's just got a cartoon you on it with a bunch of cookies.
That is something that I've like said while cooking often.
Let's make mistakes.
Let's make mistakes. Well, I was not good in the kitchen when we first started dating. I set the stove on fire making mac and cheese.
Specifically while you were boiling the water.
Yes.
And it was an electric stove.
Set an electric stove on fire. It wasn't my fault.
It wasn't your fault.
It was not my fault.
There should not have been fire involved at all.
But yeah, there was apparently some oil had spilled into the stove. My roommate didn't tell me because they're just like, when does Rob cook? And they went away for the weekend. So I go in, I start boiling water, and real flames start licking up the side of the pot. And I'm like, I don't cook often enough to know that this is not the way it works. But I don't think this is the way it works.
But now you're making cookies.
Now I'm making cookies. An egg goes in here. I'm getting distracted with stories. Who will be chosen? You. You are the chosen one. It's really an honor. Half cup of brown sugar and a 1/4 cup of normal sugar. We are going to use dark brown sugar because it's going to make it very rich and pulley. It's going to hold a lot of moisture, which is good because it's got the apple in there. The flip side of this is if I've made the wrong choice between dark and light brown sugar, the cookies might fall apart a little bit easier. But then you just have a delicious granola mix and just eat it with a spoon. So, you need a half cup of this, so 2 of these. One, and you want to add these, even though sugar is your dries, you add it to your wets. Because you're going to cream it together. And then, you want regular sugar. Again, I have to stress, this is a health food. This is healthy. America. Cookies.
So if you ever said, no, I don't want an oatmeal raisin cookie because I don't like raisins, do this
Oatmeal
instead.
apple cookie. That's going to be the trick right there.
Mm-hmm.
You can also throw raisins in here. If
That's
you
true.
do like raisins, like, just throw in a half cup of raisins.
Why not both?
Yeah, both. Is it too internet culture to reference the wets?
My wets.
Like, we know the wets. Adults don't know the wets. We are adults. Fuck.
I forget that a lot.
Our parents don't know the wets, but the next generation, do they know the wets?
I don't know. The internet goes real fast.
It does go real fast.
Well, we'll see. Comment below if you know what we're talking about.
Comment below if you know the wets. Dust my wets, please. Oh, I should have took the whisk out first. This was a mistake. It's getting all up in the whisk.
Oh.
Change.
It's like a lollipop.
The lollipop has raw egg in it. Do not lick the lollipop. Instead, you then have to whisk, switch to spatula. And you really just want to dust the wets. I'm going full into it. There's probably a narrow age gap of blue-haired people who are just like, I know the wets. Finally, a recipe for me without a block of text about cooking with your grandmother in front of it.
I don't understand what recipes these days will have the recipe before the ingredients list.
Yeah, they'll have recipe suggestions. It's like, you haven't even told me how to make it. How can you suggest alternatives?
Well, not even alternatives. Like, they have the story, the book, and then there's the recipe with like pictures.
When I was but a young lady in Manila, my
And then-
mother was dating a man who preferred Speedos.
And then way at the bottom is going to be your ingredients list, and I hate that because I have allergies. I need to know before I become invested if I can have this.
White rice may contain nuts.
You know, something.
I'm bringing back the butcher knife. It's time to dice an apple. Where did my blood go?
But
Still good. You are found guilty. We're cubing these again. Oh, a little bit of core in that one. Don't want to eat any of the core. It doesn't taste as good. Cube it. Bop it. Twist it. Bake it.
we've reached that point in the evening.
I've had like I said, my ADHD has been really bad today. I've held it together mostly on camera because this is the third video we're shooting.
That's true.
It's getting late. I've used up all my spoons. A little for Oxy. I've used up all my acting normal points, talking to neighbors. Actually be too much apple. No, don't be a coward. You can do this. Yeah, it's just all at the bottom. Just gotta mix it together. It's gonna be a lot of apple, but it's a good amount of apple.
Mistakes were made?
No. Now it's coming together. Yeah, that's it. Couple apples fell out. They're the weak ones. This is the video that everyone's gonna be like. It'll just be the ADHD cooking show from now on. It'll be me stuttering over ingredients and not having enough coffee.
I mean, I was thinking about...
And everyone will just be like, "Oh, your neurodivergence is cute." And I'll be like, "Thanks."
It'll be inspirational.
Yay!
I was thinking about titling this something like Punk Rock ADHD Nerd Makes Cookies.
All in caps. Punk rock ADHD nerd bakes cookies for you.
Yeah, you know?
ASMR. Oh God, it would get hits.
It would.
It would get hits.
I don't want to exploit you.
You know what? We live in a capitalist society. Someone's gonna. I'd rather it be you.
Oh. I love you.
I love you. I mean, you've been profiting off your neurodivergence for years.
It's true. It's true.
All your nonsense creative stuff.
Like, oh, how did you come up with that? I had like 3 nightmares about it. It wasn't on
How are you
purpose.
so creative? Oh no, it's the trauma.
It's the drama.
It's the trauma. Alright, I need to wash my hands and then we can start scooping these. We need to put these on cookie sheets, but oh no, the cookie sheets are all being used. Whatever shall we do? Well, luckily we lined them with tinfoil, so we can just...
Ta-da!
New cookie sheet. Boom. Yeah, no, get off. You're making me look foolish. No, this worked so well before.
Literally a
The
moment
other one
later.
cooperated.
Why can't you be like your brother?
Why can't you? That was a good one.
Scoop.
A scoop. No, spices. Don't betray me. I'll kill you. These are going to spread out so much, it's just going to become a cookie plate.
It'll be a problem.
It's going to be great.
Making mistakes.
We're going to cut them all apart again. That baking soda is going to make them spread.
We got 29 cookies out of it?
Yeah, 29 cookies out. I mean, if I was being like specific, I'd take some off of some of these honkers and put them over, but we're not doing that. We're just popping them in the oven. It's at 350. They're going to go in for 15 minutes. As little as 12 minutes. Keep an eye on them. You don't want them, if they start getting crispy around the edges, they're done. Get them out. Our very own apples. Macintosh, maybe? They're red and green. They're a little sour, very sweet, and they're a good texture. They're not applesaucey, but they're not grainy. I don't know what they are, but I like them.
There was some other Empire?
Empire's another option. They don't normally come out freckled like this. I just think it's just because we had weird weather this year.
Yeah. They still taste good, though. Yeah. It's Roxy asking for stuff.
Always.
It's Roxy asking for stuff.
Take it out the heat, otherwise it's going to be too hot. Take it out the heat, or it'll be too hot.
Cookies. Alright, so they didn't get huge.
Cookies.
They stayed reasonable.
They fluffed up a little bit, you can see. We have to let them cool so that they fully solidify, but they're going to be very moist. Be very moist, like bites of apple and oat and sugar.
Success.
I'm greatly looking forward to this. No, it's forbidden. It's too hot. It's too hot. It's really too hot. That was a mistake. So now we're going to try the cookies.
I would also like to try a cookie.
With that nature, I don't die.
I appreciate that.
I don't think I'm going to die. Unless it's a flavor. No, it's really good. Like whenever you hit a bit of apple, it's just a splash of flavor. Roxanne, we're recording recipe videos for the internet. It's already a saturated market. Alright? It's hard enough to have a production value in such a small space that wasn't intended for this. Don't you yawn at me like this is boring to you. This keeps you in kibble. Don't sniff at those cookies. Those aren't for you. You're not going outside right now. No. No. Lay down. Lay down. Just lay down. Yeah. All the way. All the way. Good girl. I do love these cookies. I know you love these cookies too.
We don't give Roxy the cookies.
We don't. No, she has her own. We have dog cookies we make. As you can see in the previous video. Here, or here, or here, or here, somewhere.
At the end.
Maybe just blocking out my face.
Success.
Successful cookies. Oh. We're running out of places to put cookies. Cookies are after you in the casserole dish.
So rock on.
Rock on.